traits and aspects that you like need to have as like a part of your job?
Just to think critically. Think about both sides of the issue, because you'll have people for a bill and against a bill, and ultimately it's up to you to take that information and come up with the best decision. So that's important. And then of course, just being able to compromise. I think that helps. Having patience helps. You can't be too hot-headed or have a temper, because people are not going to want to work with you. It's just like in the regular workplace. People work best with people that they like and that can get along and make the day pleasant. Nobody wants to be around someone that's a jerk all the time, you know? So I think that helps, honestly. And then just really understanding that you represent something bigger than yourself. You have constituents you serve. That's why you're there. And I think when people lose sight of that, that's when they will lose their re-elections. You'll see it because their community doesn't connect with them. So always remembering that. You can't vote against something that's going to benefit people in poverty when you represent people in poverty. You know, so that type. I think that's it. Ooh, challenge and obstacle. I will say this. I think sometimes being young and being a female, people underestimate you. But I actually think that's a good thing, because when they underestimate you, they never see you coming. They're always surprised. Like I remember Hillary Clinton first came to Memphis, and I spoke before she did. And all my colleagues were like, wow, we didn't know you could speak like that. And I thought, really? Okay. Their nickname for me was Baby Rep. And some of them still call me that. Right? But I'm like, she was the first African-American woman ever elected to Congress. And she was just a big influence for me. One of my favorite quotes is, if you don't have a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. And like, that's on my Facebook profile. Like if you don't, so, and I love it because we as young people, as women, we bring something to the table with our perspective. And I think it's, especially in this generation after 2016, it seems like a lot more women and young people are stepping up and saying our perspective matters. It's important. It's a voice that needs to be heard in the decision-making process. Again, I'll say, when you get to the table, you don't have to flip it over. It doesn't have to be completely radical, but little by little, you can let those that are already at the table see what we have in common and how we can work on current issues. And then, of course, my mom, who is a self-employed. You know, she's been able to balance having a family and also having a business, and just has been a real pillar of strength. So definitely one of my role models. That's pretty much it. I like SpongeBob too.
I really enjoyed meeting Miss Raumesh. I learned from her that a leader is resilient, always fights for what is right, and never gives up.